Welcome back to Rap and Wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me, it's your boy T the Monster. I'm back, goddammit, I've been away. I do apologize. I haven't seen y'all since last week. But of course, if you're new to the channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. The goal is to reach 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And I just want to say before I get into the show, thank you to every single one of you, because we have finally crossed 5,000 subscribers here on the channel. So thank you to every single one of you who watched the show. But let's get right into it with a raw recap. I took notes per usual. Let's see what we got. Okay, let's see here. God damn it, my phone went on lock. Okay, so a lot happened. So in the first segment, of course, we got John Cena coming out. Bit of a surprise. I don't think I expected John Cena to be on Monday Night Raw tonight. But John Cena comes out and he immediately goes at R-Truth. Now, I just want to say something that maybe some of you know, that maybe some of you don't know. So behind the scenes, John Cena and R-Truth are really boys. Like they've been friends for a really long time. Obviously the story with him and Little Jimmy and everything like that. So I want to say shout out to John Cena for giving his boy R-Truth the spotlight needed, and to just to kind of put that spotlight on him and give him that attention as the first segment on Monday Night Raw. So shout out to John Cena for that, for going at R-Truth on top of for that. And then John Cena went on to say, hey, use your voice as you use your voice for R-Truth. Use your voice to get me some competition, and I want to fight the best, and all this other kind of shit. And no sooner than he said that did CM Punk's music come on, and the crowd goes fucking crazy, because obviously the history between John Cena and CM Punk from some 13, 14 years ago. So CM Punk comes out and he basically tells John Cena, we're about to have this conversation, and he gets in the ring, and of course he starts going at it, verbally going at it with Cena. Of course, starts talking that shit, running them chops. He said basically to John Cena, the people chose me and the company chose you, so you don't really have their respect, and basically things along that line. And that line alone was like, that's truthful, because back in those days, of course, like the people were kind of, that's where the Cena sucks chants come from, and Let's Go Cena were mostly the kids singing or saying that. And so to see Punk kind of like bend that line of reality, you saw John's reaction there a little bit too. So to bend that kind of line of reality was interesting to see there. And of course, these two having the chemistry that they have is incredible too, also in the ring. So it was good to see that, them kind of rekindle that flame there as well. Now, also, CM Punk went on to challenge John Cena. He said, you got, 19 dates left? And I love the fact that he could bring up the dates. I love that. He said, you got 19 dates left. You better pencil me in for one of those dates, basically. And so John Cena accepts the challenge, and of course, they're going to meet probably over in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia at Night of Champions, which is like, I think that's going to be Punk's first time going over there. So it'll be interesting to see how that is. Maybe Cena walks out, maybe Punk walks out, because at that point it's like, all right, you really don't know, you know what I'm saying? So those two will probably meet each other in a match over in Riyadh at Night of Champions. And then of course, after they kind of like solidify a match and confirm that match, Seth Rollins comes out, and it's like, oh yeah, he cashed that in, because most thought he would have, or at least I thought he would have went for like Jey Uso or Gunther in that match. I thought he would have interfered in that match tonight. But Seth comes out and kind of sets his intentions possibly, and shows that, hey, I got money in the bank. You know what I'm saying? So come Riyadh, let's see what happens. Who does he cash in, or does he tease he's going to cash in? Let's see. But after that, of course, we had a match that looks hella familiar. We had Chad Gable versus versus AJ Styles, of course, and this match looked very familiar than as it did last week. And it was still a good match though, regardless of who was in the ring, whether it was El Grande Americano or Chad Gable. These two put on a great match, and I love to see that by two men, of course, who are veterans at this point in the ring, and of course they have great chemistry together. So it was good to see them put on a great match. And there was one spot in there, and if you guys saw, you guys know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. There was one spot in there with that German suplex where AJ kind of landed awkwardly, kind of on his shoulder and neck region. So it was good to see that he was okay, and that he was good after that, and they continued with the match. And one time for the ref, for immediately checking on him after that too. I love the spot with the calf crusher that goes directly into the Styles Clash. I think that was for the finish of the match. Love that. I don't think I've seen that before, and that's not to say that he hasn't done that before, but I personally haven't seen that before. So one time for AJ Styles for continuing to be deep in his bag and shit and doing all kinds of shit in the match, even at this age that he's in now. So one time for AJ Styles. Like, he doesn't get enough respect and like enough love that he should be getting as the wrestler that he is. I feel like he needs one more championship run, and he has it in him. So shout out to AJ Styles, like, for real. Other than that, that was a great match. I believe they had a great match minus the botch. And yeah, let's see what happens with AJ Styles going forward. The segment after that, of course, we got the women's fatal 4-way, of course, with Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Kairi Sane, and Roxanne Perez. One thing I want to point out is, nonetheless, of course, this is for the Queen of the Ring qualifier over there, coming soon. I think that's going to sum it up and be for the finale at Clash of Champions. But of course, this match was for the Queen of the Ring qualifier. But going back to what I was saying, one thing I wanted to point out is, in the match, if you paid attention, there was a spot that I enjoyed. I don't think a lot of people caught it, but I for sure did, where they were in the turnbuckle and Liv threw out Kairi Sane and she told her to get the fuck out. I just want to say that was my favorite part of the match. Granted, this was a great match, like, tremendous match. Like, the women, most of them were in sync, and here's what I mean. I don't think Kairi Sane was as in sync as the other 3 women on the roster or in the match. And I don't know if that has anything to do with the fact that Kairi Sane is rather the newer person on the roster, kinda. But there's obviously chemistry there with Liv, with Rhea, with Roxanne. But there was a couple spots there where maybe Kairi was a little bit too slow, or maybe she was mixing a spot, and things like that. And I thought that maybe Liv was kind of like having her way with it a little. It looked like Liv was like potatoing her a little bit too. But yeah, I thought that was, other than the fact that Kairi was like off sync in a couple of spots there that I peeped, great match by all the women. Great match. Good job, guys. Keep going. And of course, after that, we saw toward the end of the match, we saw Raquel Rodriguez get involved as she ran interference as she saves Liv Morgan from getting pinned. So, of course, Raquel getting involved with that match, I think that's interesting too. I think she deserves to have a run with the belt too and not just be a tag team champion. But that's just me. And does anyone else think that Liv Morgan gives like the cool ass little sister vibes? Like, I feel like, for one, obviously she smokes. I want to smoke with Liv Morgan one day. She's on my top 5 list, which we'll discuss later. She gives like cool ass little sister vibes. Like, I feel like if I ever ran into Liv Morgan, like, we would immediately just hit it off, like on some like cool ass friends type shit. Like, yo, what up? What you doing? We just start talking shit to each other. Like, so anyway, that's just me. But Roxanne, of course, goes in and steals the win, which caused a bunch of different drama later on in the show involving her and Liv in the Judgment Day. So shout out to Roxanne Perez for being as young as she is and early as she is on the roster and getting that win. Protect her at all costs, because outside the match or outside the ring, she's going through some shit where there's like one of these super fans who's like threatening her and shit, and it's like, bro, chill the fuck out. But after that, of course, we got the Becky Lynch segment, of course, where she comes out and she talks about how Lyra Valkyria didn't raise her arm the right way, and she wants her to come out and raise her arm in the right way and all this other shit. And she was talking about the disrespect and all this other shit here. I want to highlight the fact that Bayley is back and she's looking thicker than ever. She had to come out in all white for some reason, and the tiggles were tiggling. I'm sure Cody knows exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. But one time for Bayley. We haven't seen her since Mania. Like, seriously, one time for Bayley coming back here and getting involved back in the fold and everything like that, especially with Evolution coming up and her being literally like one of the best female wrestlers on the fucking roster. Like, she doesn't get enough credit. Like, I feel like Bayley, like, she's top. Like, she should have way more title runs than she has, bro. Like, for real. Like, she should have way more title runs and she should be doing way more, and she deserves that if that's what she wants. I just feel like when she came in with Charlotte and all of them back in the day and shit, like, she kind of got shunned. Not shunned, but like, she wasn't like put in the same spotlight for some reason as them, and like, I don't think that was fair to her. But hey, look, like, she's thick as fuck, bro. Like, but anyway, that's a different story. So shout out to Bayley for getting back in the fold and coming back and then being involved in the match and everything too. I think there's going to be a tournament match between that, of course, that revenge match between I almost forgot her name, between Becky Lynch and Bayley, and I think Lyra also is somehow going to get involved in that as well. Now, After that, of course, we have the R-Truth segment where he comes back. He runs through the crowd, just literally like right after that, like seconds after that segment, like no commercial break, comes up and stands on top of the announce table, and he pulls his mask and hood off, and we see his R-Truth, and he goes, "Hey, like, we did it. Like, y'all voice was heard. They felt it. They understood. They knew what to do. I'm back because of y'all." And it wasn't some work like how Triple H said. Like, y'all gotta be careful here, sitting here lying to the fans and shit now, Triple H. So great to see R-Truth back. Like, he's not just something, like John Cena was saying, he's not just some gimmick, bro. Like, R-Truth is like, I won't say history in WWE, but he is like, literally, he's created so many different moments that people still laugh at and shit, and that's what this shit is about, bro. Pro wrestling is about moments, but I'm not going to get too deep in this right now. I'll talk about that later. But so one time for R-Truth coming back, letting us know that we did it. He said the truth has set him free, and then he went on to say, "I am Ron Killings," and he cut his fucking dreads off on live TV, and it was like, okay, like, oh shit, and then literally the crowd started chanting, "Holy shit!" So Ron R-Truth Killings has cut his dreads off on TV. It'll be interesting to see where this goes from here as his last run. I'm pretty sure he has now. That's with his new contract, from what I understand on social media. And he also went on to say,
"Nigga, when my name come up, respect it."
Some respect on this motherfucker's name. Next match, of course, was the men's fatal 4-way, and this shit was off to a fire ass start because, well, goddamn, like Dom immediately rolled out the ring, Penta went flying over the top rope and shit, so it was like, goddamn, this is a good ass match. Like, literally, like, this was a great match. It had multi commercials in here, so that's how you know the shit was going. I think this match lasted like 20 minutes. This could have been on a fucking PLE. But anyway, great match, of course. Penta, Braun Breaker, Sami Zayn, Dominic Mysterio. They had a great segment, of course, when Sami did that springboard off the top rope outside with the moonsault joint, and then Dom came and did the diving, the running diving tornado DDT from outside to the inside, so from inside to the outside. Like, great fucking segment there. Like, all men in this match had great chemistry, as they've had, as I said before, with them. And then my dog LA Knight gets involved and attacks Braun Breaker, takes him completely out of the picture, and then Sami Zayn goes on to win a fucking 5-star match. So shout out to them, like, seriously, like, shout out to Sami Zayn too. Like, put some respect on his name too, goddammit, because it's time to see him with a championship or something. Then after that, of course, in the segment we have with Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella comes out and she returns there in her hometown, and is like, oh wow, it was nice to see her in her hometown, of course, and she starts to talk about how the Evolution pay-per-view is coming up and things like that. And then, of course, none other than my dog Liv Morgan comes, my little sister, comes in, gets involved in the match, of course, and she starts spitting in facts like, I'm the one carrying this division, this is my shit, which is fucking true. Like, her and Rhea been fucking carrying this shit for like the last year, and not to say that any other women on the match or on the roster are trash, but they've been the forefront, you know, put on great matches along with everyone else as well. So it's like, she's right. And they went on with the cliche of, you're jealous of me and all this other shit. I didn't know where this was going at first when she said this, because I'm like, you motherfuckers have never had an interaction together. But then she went on to say, I have things you don't have. I have this championship. I have a man. And it was like, ooh, burn, because if you know what the fuck was going on with Nikki Bella in real life, you know that she just got divorced, and like, that shit's fucking crazy, because I think domestic violence was involved with that. And it's like, damn, she cut deep in the motherfucker, turned the knife, poured some salt in that bitch. God damn, that's why she my little sister. One time for Liv Morgan. But so we saw that, and then she, Nikki Bella went on to say, well, who does your man even belong to? And it's like, damn, because Dom out here, you know, Dom got the hoes, you know what I'm saying? Then Dom married in real life. And by hoes, I don't mean any negative, like, no negative words towards all the female wrestlers that he's been with. I'm just, you know, I have y'all get what I mean. But, so it was interesting to see how that was, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, maybe that sets up with a match with Liv going forward with Nikki Bella. We'll see how that goes. And then, of course, we have the final match of the night, the main event. We have Gunther versus Jey Uso. And, god damn it, Gunther is 3-1 against Jey Uso at the start of this match. So Gunther comes in, and, you know, they start off with a good match and everything. Uso's injured. Of course, he's showing that, you know, the story is that he's injured and not 100%. They're building sympathy. So he takes his shirt off. We see that he got his ribs bandaged up and everything, and Uso's selling initially to these attacks on the ribs. Now, I say that because after this wrap got ripped off, For some reason, Jey Uso just stopped selling for some reason. And it's like, you guys sell them ribs. You got powerbombed and you got speared by Gunther. Gunther hit him with a spear and you stopped selling them ribs. You should have been selling that shit like you got fucking shot. Especially if you finna make Gunther all shiny up and shine up Gunther and shit. Excuse me, to win this match tonight. So, just my opinion on it. Again, I'm not an agent or a WWE producer. I'm just a fan watching this who appreciates you guys for watching. But sell them ribs more, bro. Like, on some real shit. Sell them ribs more. And then, of course, Gunther wins with a gentleman's sweep in this series and goes 4-1 against Jey Uso as Jey Uso passes out in the ring to a sleeper. Oh, the irony. So, one time for this Monday Night Raw, because this one actually was pretty hype. And if you made it this far in the channel and you're new here, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you watching here. We're trying to bring WrestleMania to Detroit because Las Vegas 2 years in a row is some bullshit. I appreciate y'all for watching. I'll see you soon. Peace.